Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the 25 Days of Christmas series, where I torture myself by watching 25 Christmas movies up until Christmas Day. Today, unfortunately, is Captain America, not Captain America. Today is, unfortunately, Captain Underpants, Mega Blissmas. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. This movie sucks. It's basically like a fever dream where like things happen in the movie, but there's no rhyme or reason to it at all. The animation, first off, looks pretty good. It was visually pleasing looking at it, but the movie made no sense whatsoever. A little background into it: I used to read the Captain Underpants books as a child, and I saw the Captain Underpants movie in theaters. It was alright. From what I remembered, it was stupid, but it was a kid's movie. And I guess Netflix has made a show about it now, and this is the Christmas special. I don't know when this released. It doesn't matter. Don't watch this. I think this is like the worst movie so far. It's like a Christmas special. It's 40 minutes, so it wasn't that long, but it was really bad. So quick rundown of the story: George and Harold make a comic book where Santa is jacked, and I'm pretty sure that's the only like relevant thing. So they then go to the principal's, Mr. Krupp, who is Captain Underpants, and after that they're selected to direct the Christmas play for some reason, and then they changed the play to make it this Blissmas bullshit, and then for some reason they go to Melvin's house, which is Melvin, if you haven't read the books, is the little jackass character who is the know-it-all, and they steal his time machine. He has a time machine for some reason. Maybe it's like a show thing where he just has a time machine, but for some reason he has a time machine. It's not explained. So they go back to like the 1700s in the North Pole, which it's a time machine. It's not a teleporter, so I don't know how they got to the North Pole, but they meet Santa in the 1700s, and they're like, hey, you should read our comic book. So they give him the comic book, and it's Blissmas, and then Santa gets jacked, so they go back to the present, and Santa is jacked now, and instead of giving presents, Santa receives presents from everyone. So then George and Harold are like, let's go talk some sense into Santa. And then for some reason Melvin is like Santa's like helper guy or something, so they like form this like event. It's like, instead of like Monster Jam, it's like with giant robots. And then for some reason Mr. Krupp is there. They literally say in the movie that this is lazy writing. They literally say that, and I guess it was supposed to be a joke, but it's true because he's just there eating steak, I guess. And then he turns into Captain Underpants, and he flies around and beats Santa in his mech. And then I guess it goes back to normal, and then the movie ends. So it doesn't make sense with the time machine. Again, it's not a teleporter. So how did they get to the North Pole with the time machine? If they use the time machine like in their town, wouldn't they just be in the same spot, just in the 1700s? And like, isn't Mr. Krupp a normal guy? I thought that was the whole joke of the book, is that Mr. Krupp is just a normal dude who just thinks he's a superhero. Why can he fly? Why is Santa in a giant mech? And why can Mr. Krupp fly? Why is there a time machine? Just why? Why? I don't understand. There's another thing about kids television now, that it's just really stupid for no reason. Like, I get it's made for kids, but this wouldn't keep a kid's attention that's more than like 6 months old. You need less than 2 brain cells to understand this movie. And I guess the show is the same way. I've never watched the show, but again, I once again bend the rules and say that there's no Christmas specials, but fuck it, because technically Charlie Brown and the Grinch are Christmas specials, and Frosty, which is coming up here soon, is a Christmas special. But again, this is like a separate thing on Netflix. But why is it so stupid? Why is it so dumb? Is this what Netflix thinks children like? And if this is what children watch something smart. That, like, this is like a late season SpongeBob episode. There's no coherent sense made at all. This movie is 45 minutes and stuff happens, but nothing happens of note. It's so frustrating. It's good to look at. The animation's pretty good, but other than that, the movie just flops right on its face. It's just bad, and it's funny how I have more things to say about this movie than a good movie like The Grinch or Charlie Brown or any other movie. This is the worst movie thus far. It's worse than Barbie's Christmas Carol. It's worse than Bad Moms 2. It's just bad. I would put this lower than The Night Before Christmas. And if you watch that review, that is really low in comparison to that movie. I didn't think it would get worse than that movie. I thought that was the absolute bottom. But then Captain Underpants Blissmas came up. So that's it. This movie sucks. Don't watch it, or watch it and have fun laughing at it with your friends. But it really doesn't make any sense. So there's no point of doing that. If you like this video, press the like button. Press subscribe, please. I am torturing myself for this series, and I cannot wait till it's over. Because I have a couple more movies left that I know for a fact are good, and then everything else could be shit. It could be good, it could be shit. I've had a couple surprises like Jack Frost, which wasn't a good movie, but it was funny. It was fun to watch at least. And oh my god, please save me from this torture.